So this is my Sony a7C. It has a Tamron 200mm zoom lens. As you can see, it's massive, it's bulky, and it is quite heavy. But what if I told you there's a better way to get really good telephoto images, but in more of a compact size? So this is my iPhone 17 Pro Max, and this is the ShiftCam 240mm telephoto lens. Essentially, this takes your iPhone's periscope camera and turns it into a true DSLR-like long reach system. Really excited to showcase all of the great images and even videos that I've taken with this. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in the box, you get this nice carry case with all of the lenses and filters. You also get a microfiber cleaning cloth and cleaning brush to maintain the quality of your lens as well. If we take a look, so this is the 240mm telephoto super zoom lens, and this is real glass, which means it's real compression. It is not digital zoom. Now I do have to mention that stability matters here. So you could either use a ShiftCam grip for your phone to keep everything steady, or ideally use a tripod just so you can capture the real details at that focal length. Then the top four attachments here, these are the adapters for the macro zoom. Each are a magnifier for 10 times. So you can layer these on top of each other and get up to 40 times magnification for some really good close-up macro photography. And I will be testing that out and showcasing some really cool macro shots that I've taken with this. Now the bottom three on the right here, these are the 37mm telephoto filters that attach specifically for the telephoto lens. And in various different lighting conditions outdoors, this really provides really cool photography outputs. So this first one is the 37mm CPL filter. So this one, the CPL cuts reflections and it boosts the contrast when shooting glass buildings or water at a distance. So we'll try to capture some of those types of photos. Next, we have the soft VND filter, which is from 1 to 5 stops. So the soft VND, this controls the exposure while gently blooming the highlights, and this is essentially great for cinematic telephoto shots. And lastly, this is the hard VND filter with 6 to 10 stops. Now the hard VND, it gives precise exposure control in very harsh daylight, but without softening the image. So once it is very bright in midday, we'll go ahead and take some photos and show you some before and afters. So if I show you the mounting on my ShiftCam case, so this will clip in to the S mount. If I want to use the macro filters, then you can just layer them on top of that and you can stack them all to your liking. If you do use these macro filters for the magnification, then you would need to be roughly between 10 centimeters for one of the attachments, up to 50 centimeters away if you use all 4 attachments. And with the filters, you attach that directly onto the telephoto lens, and then we'll go ahead and showcase how great these perform as well in very bright daylight conditions. So that's everything I wanted to showcase what comes with the full kit. It's around £299 currently on their website. Of course, you will need the iPhone case as well. This comes roughly around £37. All the links are in the description. Let's go ahead, take this outside and showcase how great this works. Okay, so we're just starting off with the video, and this clip is with my Sony a7C at the 200mm focal length. And this video is directly from my iPhone 17 Pro Max with the 240mm lens. So can you tell how great this looks? Now this is what I was talking about in terms of the DSLR-like reach for this tiny ShiftCam 240mm telephoto lens. So if you are going to record video, make sure it is on a tripod, and also make sure that you do have quite a bit of distance. I'm roughly around about 20 meters away from my tripod at the moment, and this is the quality of the video. So as you can see, side by side comparison, it's as close as you're going to get with shooting with your phone and using a lens like this to get such high quality telephoto videos and photos. And speaking of photos, let's go ahead and showcase the power of this lens with a lot of photography outdoors in the city. So starting off with the macro lens attachments. These macro lenses, ranging from 10x all the way up to 40x magnification, completely transform how you see a subject like this flower. At 10x, you already get beautiful detail and separation, but as you step through 20x and 30x, the textures of the petals, the subtle curves, and even tiny surface imperfections start to reveal themselves. By 40x, you're entering an entirely different world. The frame fills with rich color, fine structure, and creamy background blur that makes the subject look almost abstract. The level of sharpness and depth you can achieve at these magnifications makes close-up photography incredibly immersive and visually striking. Here's just a few more examples I've taken. So now let's take a look at several examples of the 240mm telephoto lens. In this comparison, I'm testing reach and detail using the iPhone on its own at 1x and 2x, then stepping up to the true telephoto performance with the ShiftCam 240mm lens attached at 4x and 8x. At 1x, the shot is wide and environmental, placing me in the scene but with limited subject separation. At 2x, there's a noticeable improvement in framing and compression, but it still feels like a standard smartphone zoom. Once the 240mm lens is attached at 4x, the perspective tightens dramatically with much stronger background compression and clearer subject isolation. At 8x with the 240mm, the image becomes far more portrait focused, the facial details are sharper, the background is beautifully compressed, and the overall look feels closer to what you'd expect from a dedicated long telephoto lens rather than a phone sensor crop. It clearly shows the optical advantage of adding real glass over relying purely on digital zoom. So let's take a look at several more examples I've taken. Finally, one thing I was really looking forward to testing with this lens was to see how close I can get to capturing the moon. On this night, there was a half moon in the sky, and you can clearly see that at 1x and 2x, the moon just looks like a distant glowing orb, but the 8x result is dramatically more impressive. You can clearly see the crescent shape and the surface structure with far better compression and magnification than the phone can achieve natively. This shot really highlights the optical advantage of true telephoto glass, especially for distant subjects like the moon, where digital zoom simply can't replicate that level of detail. Now let's take a look at a few photos using the CPL filter, which is designed to reduce reflections and glare from non-metallic surfaces like water, glass, and even wet roads. It also enhances contrast and boosts color saturation, helping skies appear deeper blue and foliage more vibrant. This filter is especially useful for landscape photography, outdoor architecture, and shooting through windows where unwanted reflections can distract from your subject. In this comparison using the CPL filter, the changes are subtle but noticeable. In the first image without the filter, there's slightly more glare on the glass of the London Eye capsule and a lighter, more washed out sky. Once the CPL is applied, reflections on the glass are reduced, allowing you to see more clearly into the pod, while the sky appears a touch deeper and richer in tone. There's also a slight increase in overall contrast, particularly in the metal framework, giving the structure a more defined and punchier look without dramatically altering the exposure. In this next example I've taken, the effect is again subtle but impactful. In the original image, the sky appears slightly lighter and there's a mild haze that softens the overall contrast of the building and flag. With the CPL applied, the blue in the sky becomes deeper and more saturated, giving the scene a richer, cleaner look. The building's stonework gains a touch more contrast and definition, and the colours in the Union Jack appear slightly more vivid. It's not a dramatic shift in exposure, but the overall image feels more polished and punchy with improved clarity and colour separation. In this final CPL comparison, the difference is most noticeable in the control of reflection on the water surface. In the original image, the brighter specular highlights from the sun create stronger glare and a slightly washed out look across parts of the frame. With the CPL applied, those reflections are reduced and better controlled, allowing more texture and detail in the ripples of the water to come through. So the water appears deeper and more defined, with improved contrast and between the highlights and the darker areas, giving an overall image a more balanced and refined finish without dramatically changing the exposure. Now let's take a look at some examples using the soft VND filter, which acts like adjustable sunglasses for your lens, reducing light while keeping the image natural and balanced. This allows you to maintain a cinematic shutter speed in bright conditions without overexposing your shot. It's ideal for everyday outdoor filming, portraits in sunlight, or subtle motion blur where you want controlled exposure without dramatically altering the look of the scene. In this example of the Big Ben clock, the difference is focused more on balancing exposure rather than changing color or contrast. In the original image, the brighter areas towards the top of the frame, particularly the upper stonework and the sky, they appear slightly more intense, drawing the eye upwards. With the filter, the white clock face looks slightly less brittle, the highlight edges feel marginally smoother, and the bright gold trim has a touch less digital harshness. If we take a look at the gilded trim around the clock, without the filter, it's slightly crisper with specular highlights, but with the filter, I would say there's more of a slightly smoother roll-off. But for most people, these changes might be too subtle to even notice. In this comparison, the effect is more about gently controlling the brighter sky while keeping the architectural detail intact. In the original image, the sky appears slightly harsher and the highlights around the edges of the spires feel more intense, creating a stronger contrast between the building and the background. With the soft VND applied, the brightness in the upper portion of the frame is subtly reduced, producing a smoother tonal transition from the sky to the stone. The structure remains sharp and detailed, but the overall image feels more balanced and refined, with less glare competing for attention around the top of the frame. And in this final soft VND comparison, the filter's role is clearly about highlight control in high contrast conditions. In the original image, the sun is extremely bright and overpowering, causing a large blown out area in the sky and reducing visible detail around the flag and the upper spires of Parliament. With the soft VND applied, the brightness of the upper portion of the frame is gently reduced, allowing slightly more tonal detail to come through in the sky and around the silhouette. The transition from the bright sundown into the darker architectural elements feels smoother and more controlled, resulting in a more balanced exposure while still maintaining the dramatic backlit effect. Finally, let's take a look at the hard VND filter, which significantly reduces incoming light and allows for much slower shutter speeds even in bright daylight. This is the filter you use when you want pronounced motion blur, smoothing water, streaking traffic, or creating dynamic movement with pedestrians and cyclists. To really take advantage of it, you'll need to use a pro camera app like Blackmagic Camera, where you can manually control your shutter speed and ISO settings, since motion blur is created by deliberately lowering the shutter speeds while balancing exposure with the ND filter. In this comparison, the difference is all about shutter control and motion rendering. In the original image, I shot at a standard fast shutter speed. The water droplets are frozen in place, capturing every splash and ripple with crisp detail. In the version taken using the hard VND filter with the Blackmagic Camera app, I was able to manually reduce the shutter speed while keeping the ISO under control in bright daylight. This creates a much smoother, more cinematic look to the water, with the fountain stream appearing silky and the surface of the pool showing motion blur rather than sharp frozen highlights. The overall scene feels more dynamic and fluid, clearly demonstrating how a hard VND combined with manual exposure control can transform movement into a more artistic result. In this hard VND comparison, the creative impact is even more obvious in a fast-moving city scene. In the standard shot, Captured at a higher shutter speed, everything is sharp and well defined. The cyclist is crisp and the buses are clearly visible, and the traffic feels static despite the busy environment. In the version taken using the hard VND filter, I was able to introduce motion blur into the passing vehicles and cyclists. The movement now feels dynamic and cinematic, with streaking wheels and softened traffic conveying real speed and energy, while the architecture in the background remains stable and grounded. This clearly shows how a hard VND gives you full creative control over motion, letting you transform a normal street scene into something far more immersive. In this final example, you can clearly see how shutter speed completely changes the feel of the pedestrians walking across the Jubilee Bridge here. In the version using the hard VND filter, I was able to slow the shutter down significantly in bright daylight without overexposing the image. This produced smooth motion blur through the pedestrians, creating a sense of energy and flow, while the bridge structure and the skyline remain stable and sharp. It transforms a busy walkway into something far more cinematic, showing exactly how a hard VND gives you creative control over motion in daylight conditions. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed the quality of the images and videos that you can capture, not just with the 240mm telephoto lens, but also the macro attachments and with some of the filters that come in this kit. If you did enjoy this video and you like the look of this lens and the entire kit, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be reviewing various different ShiftCam filters in my upcoming videos, so keep an eye out for that, and I will see you all next time.